So guys, Lawrence Milan here, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about investment. What should you be investing in 2021? Short answer is, in my opinion, a couple of things. And by the way, this is not professional advice. Full disclaimer, just information for educational purposes. I think you should invest in two things: real estate, buying your first home if you don't have one yet, and education. And I'll explain. So real estate, if you check the mortgage rates, January and even December last year, now January, you'll see that they are at an all-time low. I believe for a 15-year fixed, somebody with good credit can qualify for 2.332% APR, which is crazy low, right? It's a 30-year low rate. Has never been this low in 30 years, right? Obviously, if you have good credit, you get better rates. But the thing is that it's such an advantageous rate that you should do it, especially if you don't have a first home. How is this an investment? Obviously, you're gonna live in your first home. You're gonna, if you can afford a 20% down payment on a house, you'll be also not required to pay PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. If you don't have 20% to put down like most people do, it's okay. You can still qualify to buy a house for as low as 3% down now, right? So you buy a house if you don't have it, if you don't have one, and then you can rent part of the house, let's say a bedroom or something, to a tenant, and that rent will help you pay the mortgage, right? And some people are able to even have such a great situation where the tenant pays the whole mortgage, right? Basically, the rent amount covers the mortgage for the whole house. It is an investment because obviously you're gonna own property, and then houses tend to appreciate over time, almost always. So in a few years, maybe even less, maybe even sooner than that, you're gonna have a house which is worth more than you paid for. So you're gonna have equity. So that's one investment. And again, with today's APR rates, you should absolutely do it. Number two is education. What kind of education? Invest in yourself. So self-education. And I'm not talking about necessarily books or courses. However, those are very viable options. I'm talking about the top tier self-education that you can get, in my opinion, which is one-on-one training, right? Whoever marketing person or mentor that you follow, I'm sure they have courses, I'm sure they have online classes, and if you bought those, you saw that there's also an option for like a higher tier training, which is one-on-one, and obviously that's the most expensive. And there's a reason why it's the most expensive, because it's got the most value, right? So nothing beats one-on-one training. I spent tens of thousands of dollars myself in one-on-one training for marketing, and I made that money back and some pretty much right away, right? So nothing beats one-on-one training. So invest in that if you can. Obviously, if you cannot afford one-on-one training, because the more expensive that is, usually the better that is, right? Not always, but in most cases. If you cannot afford one-on-one training, invest in online courses, in classes, in webinars, in books, invest in yourself, basically. Continue your education with self-help books and self-education. That's the best investment you can get, because I think Warren Buffett said that the more you learn, the more you will earn, right? So property, which appreciates over time, you can have a tenant pay rent and cover part of the rent cover part of your mortgage, and one-on-one training. I hope you like this video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow.